when I'm making a sheer Roman, I like to use sheer lining as well for my lining in my sheer Romans. How do I do that? I will begin by cutting my face fabric. My sheer lining will be cut to the finished width of my shade. I still would like to do my intervals of my ribs every 8 inches, but accounting to the pocket for my ribs, I allow a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch forward, front, and a 1/2 inch to the back. So basically, all my spacing is going to be every 9 inches. And I will begin by pulling the thread in my lining. Don't know if you can see that right here. Okay, so that I pull the thread. This one, because it's the very first one, this first one is 10 inches. But every other interval is going to be 9 inches. 8 inches for your spacing and 1 inch for front and back of your pocket. So I do have people that say, oh, pulling the thread, no way. If you do not want to use pull a thread to mark your intervals in making a sheer Roman, I use in my shop a black light pen and a black light lamp. And I love this one because I could just put it on, go to the sewing machine, or do whatever I need to do, and I will still see my marking. And you can make all your marks with that. Isn't this great to be able to use and see the black light? Use the pen and the lamp. But for this project, we've already pulled the string at every 9-inch interval. So we will proceed with this. So in the area where you have you've pulled the string, I usually like to get a little bit, 1/4 of an inch of stitch witchery, and place it right on top of my line. Remember, we pulled this string, so that string is right underneath there. Okay? What I like to do is just to take a little bit of vapor and just steam over it, just to produce a little bit of tackiness only. Fold over my face fabric. Fold over my face fabric. I will iron that. Then I will go to my sewing machine and I will be able to see that string that I pulled. I will be able to see it. And that is exactly where I will sew the stitch, in that string that I pulled. Okay, so I just came back from the sewing machine and I stitched over each interval of the 9 inches. After this process, what I will do is to mark and cut down my side hems. Mark it, and I will cut it to get it ready for my seam allowance. So we will form our side hems like we did in any of my Roman shades. Now we're ready for the jewel tape, and we apply the jewel tape at the edge just like in all our previous Roman shades. And if you do not want to use the jewel tape in this scenario, feel free to blind stitch your shade as well. So I will fold it. And just like before, just releasing the paper. When both areas are done, both of your side hems are done, that's when now you're ready to fold in that stitch line that we did. We go back to the sewing machine, you put a magnet, you put whatever you want to put, where you will fold your shade in that stitch line and just sew 1/2 inch for your pocket. And this is what you're going to end up with. You will see, you see the stitch line right there that I made when I placed it in the sewing machine. So this is right after, you can see, you can very slightly see that stitch that I made at the 9-inch intervals. When I place this area in the sewing machine, I will sew 1/2 inch away to create a pocket for my rib. Okay, so once that pocket is made, that's when I will insert my fiberglass or my transparent rib, whatever rib you would like to use. In a situation like this, if you're using blackout or if you're using light filtering, you may want to use your regular metal rib. But in this case, because it's a sheer Roman, I decided to use the fiberglass rib. And that's how simple it is. And that's it.